Hello again everyone, today we're going to mod our GameCube. We'll be using game bits, which we now have. After the SNES video when we used a pen, we decided to buy some proper game bits. Some Kynar wire, which we may or may not need. Xeno-GC Modchip, which has quick solder points, which we're going to try and use, but we may use the Kynar wire, it depends. Screwdriver, soldering iron, desolder braid and electrical tape, and of course our GameCube. So let's make a clear way and we'll disassemble the GameCube. Right, so down here you can see a game bit. If you watch my SNES videos you saw me use a biro pen to beat these screws, but now we've got the proper tools. So we'll remove these 4 screws. So much easier when you have the correct tools. So 4 screws out, we'll put them somewhere safe. Lid just lifts off. Put that somewhere safe. And now we can see a semi-disassembled unit. Continuing our disassembly now, we can release this clip here and the same on the other side to remove this back panel. So I'll do that now. Just come straight off in your hand. So put that somewhere safe. And we did the same at the front, but at the front there's a ribbon cable behind it, so we have to be careful. This is a controller and memory card ports section. So remove the clips, gently lift up, and we can see a ribbon cable connecting to the board. And we're going to remove the 2 screws that hold the phone assembly in place, which are here and here. Just disconnect the power ribbon cable. Power cable. Second. So the fan should now come free. Put that somewhere safe again. We're going to move these small screws on the memory card ports here. Now we're going to remove these screws along the side here. Now we'll remove these 3 screws on the other side. Now these final 4 screws on the back. And now the laser unit should just lift away from the board, like so. It's a laser unit we want to work on, so we'll move the main board and the base of the unit away. So now we're left with our laser unit. Now we need to remove this shielding, and we'll remove these small screws. So I'm just going to protect the laser before I do that. Piece of paper over the laser unit with a tape to hold it in place. I'll just protect the laser while we're working on the laser unit. So we're going to remove these screws. 6. Right, so we can now move this shielding. And this is a board we're going to work on. And this is our Xeno-GC Modchip. We take a look at the install diagram. You see that that's the laser unit we've just disassembled. We'll place the chip over the laser unit, and we use the quick solder pads to solder it in place. Now we're ready to go on with our install. The mod chip sits on the board here. One hole goes, this hole here sits over that resistor, and the other gap in the top right hand corner just holds it in place. Now you want to line it up so the quick solder pads are all accessible. The points that you're going to underneath are accessible, and you're not going to hit or bridge the other points. And when we lined it up like we have, we're just going to put a bit of tape down just to hold it in place before we start soldering to it. Let it hit the point. Looks like the first point is in. Let's go for the second. I need a bit of braid as well. Take some of the excess out of the first point off. There we go. Just need a bit of a clear way so I can get the second point in. That. Yeah, so that's like the first 2 points are in. Let's try this one. Huh. That's in and that. That's better. So that one's in. That one's in. In as well, but that was a little bit large. That's better. That looks like a good install to me. You can see it. Let's remove this tip now and then we'll reassemble and test. Right, so I'm just putting it together a bit. Not putting any screws in or secured it or anything, just enough so I could put the power cable back in to test the LED colour code to see if we've got a successful install, and which I will show you now. See where this cable is here, that's where you want to watch. Now it should go from red to green if it was a version 1.0, or red to orange if it's a version 2.0. You see it starts off red, goes off, comes back on orange. Means it's patched the drive and it's ready to boot backups, and it's a 2.0 Xeno-GC, which is good news for us. Right, so let's get back to reassembly. I've tested it and it's working. We want to just put a piece of tape over there to insulate it. Insulates it now. Now we just need to put those 6 screws back in place, so let's do that now. So that's that bit fully reassembled. We want to sit this back on the base unit. Right, I'll start with these 4. Much better screwdriver. Right, let's flip it round and do the other side. Right, form the back. Retouch the front unit, the front pad ports. Make sure they line up correctly of the memory card slots. Turn it to the back. Reattach the back plate. The right way up would help. Like so. And then remove our bit of tape protecting our laser unit. The lid should just slide back on. Which it does. Put it on its side again. Last one. There we go, so that's it, fully reassembled. So now we'll just test it with a backup. Okay, so now we need to burn and test a backup. We've got these Tracks Data mini DVDRs. We're just going to use a Sharpie and write on it. So again, we've got system at the top, region at the side, game at the bottom. So in image bin again, we click write image file to disk. We browse our image file. There's our image file, Skies of Arcadia Legends backup. We load that. We select our write speed. And we click burn. So a successful burn and a successful verification. So now let's test it in our Gamecube. Follow along. Retrieve our backup. Open it up. Place it in. So it's booting first time. So again, another successful modification. Please leave any comments or questions underneath the video. Look under the video for links to the install diagram and where you can buy the chip. No free open source hex this time, so you'll have to buy a chip. And please rate if you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.